there's not a whole lot for identification. There is more than just identifying it, but as far as identification goes, so hopefully these two probes will help you. So there's three main sections of it. So this guy's split open like this, right? So if we're looking, well, that's a terrible example. So we're looking at that guy, right, as your kidney. So we haven't dissected in half. This is the renal pelvis, this white structure here. This is where your renal vein, and renal artery enter into it, and where your reader essentially forms and exits out of it. So renal pelvis, that white area there, each side. Between the renal pelvis, you can see how that's kind of lighter right there on the edge. Like, see that area right there? How that's lighter in that area? So between the renal pelvis and the edge of that darker area is your renal medulla. You see how that's kind of tracing it there? So that section is your renal medulla. And the very outer edge is your renal cortex. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Yeah, renal cortex. So I guess one thing to really just notice is, well, for one thing, if I have a pin very far out there, I'm asking about the cortex. Also, another thing to notice is that differentiation in color. So just like along that line, you can see how it goes from dark to light. But again, just think about it in sections, 3 sections: renal pelvis, renal medulla, renal cortex. Within the renal medulla, so within this middle section here, you see that? I'm tracing that guy out right there. That's one of your pyramids. So you have pyramids within the renal medulla, and that's it actually. Okay, so your reader is that right there. I can't see one here because we destroyed that cat, but I'll just explain it to you. So that description I gave you of the nephron, the Bowman's capsule, and the majority of what's going on is out here in this renal cortex area. So you have veins and arteries entering into it, and you know they branch off and they branch off and they branch off, and you got small little arterioles that run through the cortex. And that's where you have the Bowman's capsule, part of that nephron, and that's where you have blood being filtered at that point. It goes down those proximal convoluted distal tubes, which I'm not entirely sure about, but somewhere I think between that transition between the medulla and the cortex, and eventually they go into the pyramid. And after that, they collect in this area, and eventually enter the your reader. So that's just urine formation, basically. A very, very coarse description of it. So, majority of your blood filtration is going to be right here. Your urine formation is going to be right here, and eventually it's going to be entering into your ureta right there around the pelvis area. And it goes down to your urinary bladder. Does that make sense? Like kind of like.
So is this just that, except it's connected to the bottom of it? So it filters through the white, right there at the white in the middle.
Well, this isn't really any kind of. This is more of a collecting area. Like, is that what you're talking about? Right there?
Oh yeah, I'm just saying this is the same as that.
Yeah, yeah.
It all filters in the middle and then comes out. Like that's just showing us what the tube is versus that's like a better example.
This is exactly. So,
okay.
Yeah, the same guys. I guess that would possibly be it. So. Cortex, blood filtration, urine formation, entering into the pyramids, collecting here, going out to the urinary bladder. So for that. Any questions about that?